We're going to do a session with the Spirit Talker. Sean wanted me to go on live, so I'm going to see if he'll come on around his break. Are there any spirits that would like to talk this morning? Are there any children here? Any spirits visiting, walking through? Is a person that used to live here? Can you give a name? Any spirits like to talk? Well, so far they haven't said. I'm about to go in a different app.
Why have you come?
I have come to say hello and talk. Would you like to say anything? I actually live here. So we should be getting somebody on here in the next 11 or 12 minutes. Hi, Nina. I keep forgetting to do the moderator list. Would any spirits like to tell us anything? There's
Medicine.
medicine. They might be talking from the 1900s. I think one of the spirit talkers before said physician. But
I know you.
you know me. How do you know me? Probably from watching me, huh? So, not sure if medicine means something towards the 1900s. It could mean that I have a lot of medicine on the counter from the cough I had. What do you know about me?
Dance.
Dance. Oh, you like to dance? Somebody in the Spirit Talker has said in the past a few times that they want music played or they like music. My youngest son and I like to dance. Sometimes I'll be watching a music. Yes, I do.
Christopher.
Hi, Christopher. I haven't seen you in a while. So Christopher has brought his name up in 3 different tier. Are you crying? So Christopher's been in a few different spirit talkers. He likes to say his name. Trying to write Nina a message on live, trying to tell her that I have dancing in cemetery videos. In a few minutes we'll have Sean on here. But the spirits have said a few things. Let's see. They said, why have you come? The word medicine. I know you, the word dance, the name Christopher, which his name has been brought up quite a few times in separate spirit talkers. He'll usually say it once, not everyone he brought it up. And then the word tear, which I don't know if that's like a tear from an eye, or tear like take something apart. The spirits are not as responsive.
Real.
Okay. They're not responding as quickly as some of the other spirit talker sessions. And then there's a couple of spirit talker sessions where there's not really that much talking. But I have, in a couple of these EVPs, switched programs to GhostCom, which does these it's like a puzzle with random words, and you just kind of have to put them together so it makes sense for your question. Or you can ask for the spirit to say something, and you can try to make sense of that. Well, Nina, during the COVID shutdown, out here, they were handing out tickets to people that didn't have a working thing from their job, saying, the hours they work. Not like in this area, but like in this section of the States. So it's kind of like you had to go out to more private areas, and I decided I wanted to dance, but I wanted to be in the cemetery, and I was inspired to do that.
Roman.
Hi, Roman. I was inspired to do that partially out of boredom. And I felt like in my heart that COVID really brought out people's hobbies and their passions and things like that. But the Roman might be a name. Assault. Or Roman could be the fact that there was, a few times it said, in Spirit Talker it said ancient, a few times it said ancient spirit, and then one said Alaric, which is some kind of Greek warlord. And then in another Spirit Talker it said 1200s, like the year. Before it has said 1970s, 1960s, and 1900s, and then the 1200s. So I don't remember if Alaric was alive during the 1200s, but I would call that kind of like an ancient spirit for me. There's been many other things that have been brought up on the Spirit Talk.
The devil is here.
I literally was about to say that. I just said there's other things they've said is here. And they've said the devil is here before, and they've said shapeshifter. So, what does the devil want? I mean, it really doesn't make sense. Oh, Monique. I think very special thoughts about Monique. Oh, why did it do that? So what does the devil want here? It doesn't make sense, because there's nothing that interesting here. Yeah, it said that before, Monique. It said the devil's here in 2 other sessions. But it has never told me why the devil's here. What the devil had, or what room's the devil in. One time it had said in a Spirit Talker that something was in the wall. Abigail. I like the word name Abigail. Abigail reminds me of like braids when people braid their hair. I don't know why, but what does the devil want? Doesn't make any sense. Hi, Sean. Sean, would you like me to ask? Oh, look, Monique said hi, Abigail. Sean, would you like me to ask the spirits a question? Guess it has said, why have you come? Medicine. I know you. Dance. Christopher's here. The word tear, real, assault. And once again, it said the devil is here, like many sessions. And the name I haven't heard yet is Abigail. So Sean wanted to come on today. Sean, ask a question for the spirits on your break.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. So this thing with the magnet here with the little lightning bolts, I don't know what it's for, and it has never gone off. So I'm not getting any questions from Sean. What does the devil want? Doesn't make any sense to me. So, anybody want to speak today? What year are you from, spirits? Okay, the question is, spirits, why would the devil be here? Okay, whoops. Why is the devil here? Somebody's gotta know. Why is the devil here?
Knocking.
Knocking. Okay, I don't hear knocking. Why is the devil here?
Share my message.
Okay, what would you like to say? Sometimes these spirits, only say one thing, but they don't.
I like to talk.
Okay, so it said, share my message, and I like to talk. There is somebody who always says they like to talk. So if you like to talk, just tell us your story. It might mean knocking on the door, but I don't hear anything right now. It doesn't mean anything. Somebody could knock on later.
You look the same.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure what that means. What do you look like? What do you look like? I will be right back. Everybody can stay in the chat, but I gotta go grab something. It'll probably still talk or whatever. So I'm back. I don't know if Sean's still on here, but it hasn't said anything while I was gone. Spirits. Somebody said they want their message shared and they would like to talk. Or you can tell me what the devil's doing here.
4,
Are there 4 of you? Let's see. Oh, Sean's off and on. He said his signal is bad. Why is the devil here?
Woods,
Woods. One of the Spirit Talker sessions did say woods before. Back in the 1900s, there would have been woods here. There's still sections with woods. Not sure how old the trees look. Some cemeteries have trees where they were buried like when they were small, not like a seedling, but a little bigger. And the gravestone might say like 1800, 1900s. But the tree's a certain height and stuff, so I think these trees may have been planted, or maybe they just don't grow that thick back in the 1900s. But it has said woods before. Are the spirits happy? Monique would like to know how happy you are. So, not sure what the woods is. There's a little patch of woods down the way. There would have been a lot of woods out here. This is a wooded area. Except for all the cornfields that surround it.
abandoned,
The word abandoned has been brought up many times, and the word abandon. I don't know if that's related to the comments where they say people are running everywhere. Are you spirits happy? We may have lost Sean. Are you spirits happy?
gaining more energy,
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, Nina. They said gaining more energy. Which is what I did not want the other day. Are you spirits happy? Maybe it means they need more energy to speak. Yeah, right. You know, I listened to Nina. One time, she mentioned that the spirits could be getting agitated, and then I was just like, I got off the Spirit Talker. Nina said other things where I listened to, but I can't remember, except for I know it was more than once.
she will touch you,
Oh, great. Great. More energy touch me.
Edna,
I'm paying close attention to my body, and I can't feel being touched. Hi, Edna. Edna reminds me.
I'm taking my time.
Oh, you're taking your time to touch me? Yeah, that's another. Tell them you aren't allowed to if you don't want them to. Uh, I I don't know how I feel about being touched as long as it's not in a negative way, but I'm like not really open to being touched randomly. Um, if it's a child,
I will flash the lights.
I will flash the lights. Well, something really wants to do something here. Well, um, I just don't want to be touched with if it's negative or aggressive. I'm waiting for the lights to flash, but they could mean that they'll do it later because the lights do flash. The lights flash a lot in the bathroom, sometimes in the kitchen, but the lights go out too much. Like, I shouldn't be changing a light that often. And the light in the bathroom goes out all the time, and the light in the stairway goes out all the time. So they apparently want to do some kind of activity. There's more sentences than before.
George.
Hi, George. I like the name George. Forget, what is it called? There's George the Monkey? I don't remember what it was called. Curious George. I like the name George. I knew a George when I was growing up for a little bit. So something said,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you, George. Or whoever's speaking. Something said, gaining more energy. Said, she will touch you. When I was talking about, I didn't feel a touch, it said, I'm taking my time. Something said, I will flash the lights. Are the spirits happy today? That's the question. We want to know, are you in a good mood? Are you happy? Are you happy with where you're at? I mean, these spirits could be doing activities together as groups. I feel like a lot of the spirits they know each other or they knew each other in life. Are the spirits happy? There was a spirit talker where the words were coming out quicker than they are now. But I would say,
We're here.
okay, nice to see you, or nice to meet you. Are you happy? That's the question people want to know. So, are you from the 1900s? 1950s? In the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there wasn't really anybody living out here. It was under 100 people. So, any spirits have anything to say? Probably be on here for another 15 minutes. Any spirits like to say anything in the next 15 minutes? Sean must have bad reception, or maybe he wasn't able to stay on. Get some names. Taking some notes here.
Worship.
Worship. So, in another spirit session, they had said sacrifice. Not sure if that's the same or if they're talking about worship religiously. There was a lot of bars out here. Much more than, I don't know if there was ever a church out here. Currently, there's no churches out here. You have to go a few towns over. You actually, well, there's churches in the next town over. Otherwise, you have to drive pretty far to get to a church. So because there was all these bars out here, there was a lot of big families out here when they settled in 1888. So they may have been families that did worship religiously, but like I said, in a different spirit talker, it had said the word sacrifice.
There's a group of us.
Okay. What are the group of you for? Are you friends? Are you just kind of know of each other? So it's interesting to do a spirit talker in your own personal space because you still have to live in that space. A lot of people that do EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, will do it in areas outside of their living area. So that could be a cemetery, it could be at a park, or something like that. I think it, like for me, it takes bravery to do it because, you know, when I get off the spirit talker, I still have to go about my day just knowing that these random spirits are here. But they have said many different spirit talkers that there's children around, that the children like to play with toys and all kinds of things. So there's all kinds of age groups. Somebody said granddad once, and another time.
I'm from the 1800s.
Hello, thank you so much. I've been asking the whole time to give me a year. The 1800s, so are you a settler?
I move things.
There was something that was moving a pop can maybe a week ago or less than a week ago. There was a pop can I put on the stove and it moved about 2 inches. I picked it up, put it back where it was, it moved again. That happened like 4 times. And then I had called somebody. Oh yeah, great response. Nina.
My heart gave in.
That has also been said before, that their heart gave in. Heart gave in, I feel like, is a health problem. I don't feel like the heart giving in has to do with love. It almost feels like a heart giving in could be a heart attack or something like that. But the settlers were from 1888. That was miners, thousands of miners. But anyway, they have made comments that sounded like there was a group of them before. And like I said, they said that there's a group of children. There has been comments made that people are running everywhere or something like that. There's been things brought up about there's 4 of us, or I think one time it said 7. So that's also talking about a group of people. But I'm sorry if you had health problems with your heart. Even if it was a broken heart, that still causes health problems. There is something that's called the broken heart syndrome. Most of the people that get the broken heart syndrome are middle-aged women. I would say between the 40s and up. I think it's between the 40s and 60s.
Fred.
Hi, Fred. There's a movie called Drop Dead Fred. I hope that doesn't offend you. It was kind of a funny movie. Then there's Fred Flintstone. And if the spirits, if this Fred is one of the people they said is from the 1800s, they're not going to know what I'm talking about. And that's another interesting thing is that, the years 1200s, obviously this time 1800s, then there's 1900s, 60s, and 70s. Those years, they all did not see things or know of things except for what people who have lived in this building had. For example, people in the 1800s did not know, see, or were part of the process of getting a cell phone. They also didn't have access to as many books. Like, I have a lot of books. Nina's laughing. So, are you spirits happy? That was one of the questions that someone wanted to ask, is if any of the spirits here are happy. You can also answer what the group of you are. Are you friends? You just know each other? Are you a religious group? A group of minors?
Filming.
Yes, I'm filming. This is a video platform that is for whoever would like to hear you speak to hear you. And you can say whatever you want. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's easier if you say something in a sentence. Something that's like a complete idea. But I'm only going to be on this Spirit Talker for another 10 minutes. So if the spirits have anything to say, it's a limited amount of time. But, so when I get off this Spirit Talker, I get to deal with the fact that, Spirit said gaining more energy, which is what I didn't want the other day. Spirit said she will touch you. Somebody saying I'm taking my time. I will flash the lights. I get to deal with all that when I get off of this. So, I felt like somebody touched me the other night on my shoulder area. There wasn't anybody standing around me because I didn't have anybody here. So there's been a lot of sentences. I would say about half words and half sentences. We've gotten a few names. Christopher. D. Okay. Maybe that spirit doesn't have energy to say more than that. But the name Christopher, Fred, Edna. Oh my gosh, I'm missing all the names. Abigail. We got Fred, George. I think those were the names that were on this. Then it said there's a group of us. It says we're here. So there's a lot of spirits here. Some spirits want energy to do activity, paranormal activity. But my whole opinion is if a spirit's going to move something, just fold my clothes or something. It's
7,
So I think there's 7 people because they said there's a group of people. Or it could be that there's a child. 7 of what? So spirits are not talking that quickly today. It also said earlier that the devil's here, but nobody will say anything about that. Nina, I feel a lot of spirits come and go. Maybe just stop to say hi because you're open to it. Okay. 7 people, hello, and some of the people online would like to know what you would speak about. What would the 7 people like to say?
C,
C. We're not near the ocean, but back in the 1800s and 1900s, there were a lot of people that jump states.
Thomas,
Hi Thomas. Thomas's name has been brought up before. I think we lost Sean. What would the group of 7 people like to say? Everybody's open to hearing what you would like to say. But anyway, so I guess it's like a TV show here because there's a lot of spirits that watch us. But like I said, when I get off of this, I'm going to have to deal with everything they were saying they were going to do, like touch me, flash the lights. Something said it moves things.
patience,
So earlier it said medicine in this session. In the past it said physician. So also it has said our spirit talkers that a lot of people have died here. Are the 7 people the patients? Would the 7 people like to say anything? But I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. Spirits, if you'd like to say something, this is a good time to speak. And you guys can say things a lot quicker. You don't have to wait to do your responses if you want to just say it. So we got a bunch of words after that. It says my heart gave in, and patience. It's spelled patience like somebody who's committed or registered into some kind of medical place. Or back then it might just have been, a simple tent or a small building or house. But there's something about this area where they're always talking about a lot of people. A lot of people have died here, things like that. Many people have died here. There was the words dig in a different one and find my body.
find,
So the word find came up the same time I said find my body. So the other thing they said was dig here, but I tried to explain to the spirits that if I don't have enough information, and I explained it over a few sessions, I don't have enough information from the spirits to go to the authorities about, and I explained to the spirits that if I was to say dig here to find a body, they're going to ask me to leave this building because they'll want to tear the building down. And I also told the spirits that even if they find your body, you know, there's no name, and you would just get buried at a cemetery. Maybe there was a doctor on your property back in the day. There had to be, because it has brought up in a different session the word physician.
Don't mess with me.
So apparently somebody's saying something. Spirits, I can't mess with you because I don't see you and I don't hear you. Don't want to see you. Don't want to hear you unless I'm on an EVP program like this. But I'm not sure what that means. But I do think it's a good time to burn some sage. So, but there was also in another session, it did say shot and executed here. So
Need time.
I don't like that. I don't like that something is saying they need time. There's all the time in the world here. Earlier, it had said, I'm taking my time. And now it's saying need time. So Sean's probably already gone because he's went on here on break. I'm burning sage, but I get a feeling that spirits don't like smoke. I've always been under the impression that spirits don't like smoke. They don't like cigarette smoke, no incense smoke. They don't like the sage burning. I feel like a spirit would like to say something, but... And to the spirit that said, don't mess with me, you don't have authority over physical property because you're not living physical in your body.
Attach.
Yeah, so it has brought up the word attach before. It's brought up the word attachments. I do not give permission to attach to me at all. And anything that's attached, I don't give you permission to be attached anymore. And I own my soul. So I don't really, I mean, I felt like in the last month or two, kind of like I was hexed or cursed a little, but I haven't felt like that in a few days.
Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. So I'm going to get off the spirit talker in a minute, in a couple minutes, partially because something is agitated, you know, saying don't mess with me. I got the sage burning a little. It smells good. The weather advisory is always saying it's a big deal. Weather is a big deal. They'll send me another 20 notifications today.
Energy.
So something earlier said it needed more energy. Now it's saying energy. Or earlier it said it was getting more energy.
History.
History. Yes, I know there's a lot of history in this area. And the thing is, there's no like old map or anything to say that there may have been a cemetery here, because the activity here is like a lot and a lot of different people and names, so it feels like
Josh.
Hi, Josh. It feels like there was a lot of people that died here, or were buried here. So I don't know what's going on. But back in the 1800s and 1900s, they would have kept track of a cemetery. There would have been some kind of cemetery plaque, and it would have started as a family cemetery. That's the way it would have been. So I think if there's people buried here, they're probably not um, they're probably not documented. I also think some of the spirits just kind of walk in when they feel like it. I'm going to get off the spirit talker. If any spirits would like to say any last words or give any names or the year they're from or tell me what you want to say. Watch, they say something interesting.
Beware.
Oh, great. I'm not scared.
Four.
It said the number 4 earlier, and then it said the number 7 later. So Nina Smith said, I'm wondering if they died at a doctor's office or doctor's house. Maybe they don't understand that they're not buried there but died there. Just a thought. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense why they are saying they're buried here.
I will appear.
You do not have my permission to appear. The doctor's excuse me. If it was a cemetery, it would have somehow been on an old map. It would have somehow had, I'm telling you, that the old family cemeteries... Fighting. Okay. The old cemeteries a lot of the old cemeteries were family cemeteries. Out here in the country, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of family cemeteries. They will have a rock boulder, maybe some kind of base with like a metal plaque that describes the town or says it was founded by the original family. So there's no way that there was a cemetery here. So I'm going to end the session.
My stomach.
Hey, look at that, Nina. Nina, stomach. You know what? And earlier, my heart. Okay, check this. I misspelled it. I don't care. Earlier it had said, I don't remember if it said doctor on this one, but it said my stomach. Earlier it said my heart gave in. I don't remember. I think it said doctor. I think it said doctor on here. So we're feeling like it may be related to, this would have been a doctor's office or a doctor's house, because the town was founded in 1888. And I feel like back then they would have used like more house setting or a building built like a house, or the doctor lives there and has rooms to care for the patients. Back then there would not have been a large hospital at all. It has, but not today. Yes. There's just a lot of strange
Open.
open. There's a lot of strange things that these spirits have said, and it's not like one story, it's groups. They said that children were here, which would make sense for a doctor's office. But at the same time, they're like convinced that there's a body buried here. And like I told them, I don't have enough information to go to authorities. I'm not going to say that because I don't want the building torn down, just to look. And that because their identity is not even known, they would just take the bones and bury it in the cemetery. It wouldn't even have a name anyway. So I was just trying to tell the spirits that. But I am going to get off the spirit talker. There was a few people on chat today. If you want to watch live chat or start this video from the beginning. What was I saying? So I'm going to close this session. Aw, Nina said have a good week. Pain. So there must have been some kind of, I think in another spirit thing it said stomach too. So there was a lot of people that were hurting, and a lot of people are describing organs like the hearts, stomach. Was the other one? I don't remember the other one. But there's been a lot about physical pains. So I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for watching. I don't know if there's any thumbs up because I can't see it. But if there is thumbs up, I thank you very much. And have a good day.